Blog Talk Radio.
5 Lincoln 102, Lincoln 103 and 102.
Responding to 401 parking structure, section 1 boy.
Henry 8, Henry 9. Respond to gate 437 Bravo for your dignitary detail. 3K 911 on the Tibbet 400 lower level near Carousel 4, black bag. GTA in progress, 401 parking structure, section 4 boy.
Responding to 401 parking structure, section 1 boy.
415 passenger onboard aircraft.
Control 2 Franklin en route.
484 suspect, is female, Hispanic, 28 years of age, blue jeans, no further.
Control 5 Frank 401 is en route.
Good Monday morning to you, and welcome to this edition of the Private Officer Beat, and Happy New Year's. In fact, I want to wish you a belated Merry Christmas as well. I know, many of you are probably still in bed. Of course, not if you're employed in security or law enforcement, public safety, because all of us have worked the overnight shift and we're in bed not with a hangover, but we're in bed because we have just gone to bed. That's the beginning of our sleep time. But Happy New Year to you. 2018 is officially here on this Monday morning, and we've got a lot of excitement in the air for all that's anticipated during the 2018. I'm telling you, we have been so busy during 2017, and so many great things happened that we're just exploding with excitement across the board for 2018 for Private Officer International and Armor College and several other entities that we've got going. And we are thrilled that you want to be part of it. We've got a lot of different areas where you can participate, where you can make money. And in 2018, this year, baby, it's all about let's do it together, working together. That's going to be our theme for the rest of the year. Before I go any further, I do have some very sad, tragic, and disturbing news that I must share with you. If you haven't already heard, on Saturday morning at around 7 a.m. in Las Vegas, Nevada, 2 uniformed armed security officers working for a casino hotel were shot and killed during a disturbance at the hotel. Now, a lot of information was very vague on Saturday, of course, as usually is the way that it works. But over the last 48 hours between Saturday morning and this morning, we've been able to gather a lot more details. It seems that 2 armed uniformed security officers who worked for Arizona Charlie's, that's a casino and hotel there in Las Vegas on Decatur Boulevard, not too far from the Strip, were dispatched to a disturbance at a room where a lady said she was thrown out of her own room by 2 gentlemen. Not sure if they were related, if they were acquainted, not sure exactly the details, but that's not that important. The security officers doing their job responded to that room where they were met by an armed subject. A confrontation did occur, and before the security officers could draw their weapons, one individual shot and killed. the two security officers. He then fled the hotel, attempted to carjack a person, and then fled into, when that was not successful, he fled into a nearby apartment complex and was shot. He is still alive and in the hospital. This is very tragic news, but this past 30 days in Las Vegas, another security officer about 10 days ago was shot multiple times during a confrontation at a pizzeria, and another uniformed security officer was stabbed multiple times trying to stop a convenience store theft. And I believe there was one other shooting of a security officer in Las Vegas within the last few days, or actually this past 30 days, as well as a Las Vegas security officer working for CSC was killed, shot to death during the concert mayhem that I'm sure all of you remember, when 58 people were killed. A security officer that was on duty was also shot and killed. So there's been a lot of security officer related injuries and deaths over the last year in Las Vegas, as well as in the nation. And today we're going to share the statistics that we have about the security officer deaths and injuries in 2017. So unfortunately, I had to bring you that sad news update coming out of Las Vegas, but it was very vital and important, especially for those of you who might not be receiving our news alerts. And if you're not, please go to our website at privateofficer.org and sign up today. It's free. We'll send you our newsletters and breaking news alerts with important information that you'll want to know. We don't send you a bunch of baloney. We don't send you a bunch of spam. Occasionally we do send you a special offer of training or upgrade to your membership or whatever, but we don't send a lot of junk out, and we don't share or sell or trade your information. So please go to our website at privateofficer.org and sign up for that free news alert today. While it's been a great year for the security profession and our particular companies, we know that there's been a lot of tragedies, a lot of serious issues in the profession, and we've talked about it during 2017, as we have done since 2002, when Private Officer first began. But I'm elated, really. I'm just excited about another opportunity during 2018 to make things better and to do more for the profession as the profession continues to evolve and grow and, really change from where it was or where many thought that it would go over the years. There is an evolution in the private security profession, and you hear me say that frequently, but that is the truth. And we're excited to still be part of that for another year, this year in 2018. So for that part, I'm glad that we get this opportunity to work with you, to help you, and many others across the country and around the world, because we are an international law enforcement, private security organization. And we're not just an association. We're really an organization because we do so many different things. We speak about that. And the news is a prime example. We were the first major news source to send out alerts or put the word across our platforms at 10:13 a.m., just 3 hours after the shooting death of the two security officers in Las Vegas. We already had that information out. We confirmed more details and sent out a broadcast through our system sometime around noon, I believe it was, and we really was able to get the wheels in motion and begin making some calls and get some things confirmed. And really, even in the last 48 hours, we've confirmed more information and details. We have worked with news media in Las Vegas and also reaching out to Metro Las Vegas PD spokesperson, and that's just how our office works when these things happen. We have a very sophisticated and growing news department. That's a big area of our organization and something I'm very proud of. But we also have a lot of different other areas that you need to be aware of and to know about and be involved in and engaged in, and that's why next week we're going to have a very comprehensive, detailed conversation with you about everything that POI stands for and everything that we offer, our services, how you can get involved, and why you need to join and become an engaged member if you're not already. So 2018 is off to a big start, and unfortunately, we're going to see the same type of injuries and deaths and assaults and confrontations that we did last year. But I know from my personal involvement in law enforcement and security across the country that things are looking up. We've got a lot better training, believe it or not, even in some areas in security. We've had a much greater and more open communication with law enforcement this past year, and we plan on building on top of that, and we hope that you'll be engaged and involved in the many areas that's going on, and we're definitely going to keep you informed, keep you updated, and give you that opportunity to be engaged. Today, on this episode of the Private Officer Beat, we have a lot of news to share with you besides what we've already have. We've got some information about what's coming up in 2018. Next week, we're going to talk more about, what POI is and offers and why you should be engaged, which we really hope that you'll tune in for that. And we have a lot of other things that we want to share with you in this edition of the Private Officer Beat. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll start talking about the news. We'll talk about what I hope to bring to the table in 2018, and we'll talk more about that next week. And we've got a little training segment that we're going to do as well. Before I do take this break, I do want to remind you, if you did not listen to Sunday's edition of From the Legal Side, a show that we do a couple times a month about the legal aspect of the security and law enforcement and public safety profession, please take a few moments. It's a 30-minute show. Go take a listen to it. It talks about pursuit, liability, and, you can say all day long that security officers don't pursue anyone, but we all know that's not true. We do pursue them on foot and sometimes even via vehicle. And some security officers are now sworn law enforcement, and their jurisdiction might be a hospital, their jurisdiction might be a school, it might be a business, it might be the city or county. So we talk about policies and procedures and training and all of that stuff relative to pursuit. So please take a listen to that. All right, well, like I said, we do have a lot of other things to share with you today on this edition of the Private Officer Beat. And when we come back, we'll break down some of the other news and share a lot of other good stuff with you. And we'll be right back. Don't go away. You're listening to the Private Officer Beat Radio.
Federal Aviation Administration wants you to fly your drone responsibly. Avoid flying your drone near other aircraft, especially near airports. Fly your drone below 400 feet. Always keep your drone in sight. If you see a safety issue involving drones, contact local law enforcement immediately. Fly smart. Fly safe. Have fun.
Life is precious. Ask any of these people. They've been given a second chance at life through organ and tissue donation. But there are more than 84,000 Americans waiting for life-saving transplants. 17 people die every day waiting. I didn't know this until I lost my best friend, Lyric. She gave the gift of life to 5 people. That's why I've become an organ donor, too. One decision saves so many lives. Donate life.
All right, well, welcome back to the Private Officer Beat. This morning, we want to, of course, thank and acknowledge our big supporter, one of the sponsors of the Private Officer Radio Beat, and that is Body Armor USA. We talk about them every week. We talk about them in our social media. Be sure to reach out to them today if you have any needs for any protective gear. And as we shared just today, moments ago, about the shootings of security officers, everyone working security today needs to have some type of body armor. It's an essential part of the uniform. So contact them, check them out online, Body Armor USA. We've got what it takes to protect you. A lot of news breaking during the holiday season. There's always an uptick in robberies and shootings and other violent crime that does involve private security, because many times customers and clients upgrade their security needs, and they have more security officers working, more hours, and so security is engaged in many, many different areas of crime during the holiday season, which generally is between Thanksgiving and right after the New Year. So this year, no different. In 2017, it was a very busy year, and that will probably spill over a little bit here in 2018, probably for at least the next few weeks, maybe even longer. Coming out of Athens, Alabama, police there say 2 men were arrested for armed robbery of a museum employee and a security officer as they were taking a bank bag to the deposit to drop off the funds for the day, the receipts. And the 2 men have been taken into custody and arrested. In Prescott Valley, Arizona, that police department there has joined dozens of other police departments, and they've announced that effective today, January 1, they will not respond to any unverified or non-verified burglar alarm. Many agencies across the country have been doing this for a number of years. They say that out of all of the burglar alarms that they responded to in Prescott Valley, that they only 7 was burglaries. Everything else was false alarms. So, I can understand their way of thinking, that they're using a lot of manpower, a lot of resources. Many other agencies have the same philosophy and the same policy, unless it's a verified burglar alarm where they have received an actual phone call from either the victim or they've received confirmation from a security monitoring company that has a camera or audio microphones on premises, and they can verify, yes, this is a burglary. 3 males, 3 people just broke into the left side of the building, through the back door, whatever. That's called a verified burglar alarm. But unless they've got that, many agencies don't respond. Well, guess what, folks? I certainly understand, especially in the bigger cities, the resource issue. But I also think that the public pays for this service in their taxes, and therefore they should have the ability to expect police to respond. If you own a private security company, this might be a good add-on service for you, because I've known of several companies who built their entire patrol division, in fact, several who built their entire company on alarm response. They have marked units who respond 24/7. They're out on the road all the time responding to burglar alarms. That's all they do. This might be a very good add-on service for you to begin to offer in earnest, meaning on a regular full-time basis. In Houston, Texas, on Friday, something that people say looked more like a scene from a movie than reality, an armored truck heist, shots were fired, a carjacking, all in the middle of the day in Houston. Actually, it was in the Harris County area of Houston, and police say that 3 or 4 armed men in jumpsuits surrounded and robbed a Brinks armored truck on Wallaceville Road and got away. They armored truck rammed the getaway vehicle. We've seen this several times last year, and the suspect then jumped out and carjacked a person, and they got away, and they're still outstanding. As far as I know, they have not been caught. In Abington, Virginia, hospital security there and nurses, very alert, called police after they spotted a patient, Willie Mae Jane Berry, 40, who was a patient, using and distributing drugs. And police responded along with hospital security, and they found meth, numerous illegal pills, and other narcotics, and they took that patient into custody and arrested them on 6 felony and misdemeanor charges. Police say that there has been a suspect arrested in Hot Springs, Arkansas, a wanted man who allegedly stole $200,000 from his company, was on the warrant list when a library security officer happened to see the post on Facebook that day or the day before and just happened to run into the suspect in the library while he was using the computer lab. He contacted law enforcement and they placed him under arrest, so that was a really excellent job. In Cherry Hill, New Jersey, a shopping mall had to be closed down, the Cherry Hill Mall. More than 1,000 unaccompanied teenagers caused a huge disturbance, and 5 people were arrested. Of course, more people could have been arrested. Police didn't take that action. And this is a problem that we've seen across the country for the last couple of months. Also in Stockton, California, another melee involving more than 100 juveniles at a mall there. 2 arrested and 2 malls had to be closed down early. Oh my gosh, because of unruly juveniles. Trust me, in my day, you wouldn't be out of the house alone. But that's for another day, another story, another day. In Nashville, Tennessee, a female security officer coming home from duty was involved in a robbery. Someone tried to rob her as she got out of her vehicle at her house. He was armed. The security officer was armed. The female security officer shot the robbery suspect. He fled and later came to a local hospital where he was arrested. The security officer was not injured. Also in Nashville, Tennessee, a man who had been beaten up by a nightclub security guard and hospitalized has died. They did arrest the security guard at the time that it happened. Lamar D. Clay. It happened at the Jazzy's Restaurant and Lounge. Now those charges could be upgraded to homicide now that the victim passed away. In Yonkers, New York, casino security there are being sued, as well as the casino, for an assault that occurred. They say that on December the 19th, the security officers were sued for $1 million. This is a situation that is also on the rise, and there's a lot of liability, and especially as we talked about for several weeks about unharnessed security personnel that are not supervised or managed very well. In fact, here's another situation. Gwinnett County, Georgia, that's just outside of Atlanta. A security officer there also charged with murder after he and 2 other security officers were involved in a fight with someone also at a nightclub, and that person died. The security officer charged with murder. In Muhlenberg Township, Pennsylvania, a female shoplifter arrested for aggravated assault after pulling a knife on a security officer who was trying to detain her for shoplifting at Bosco's department store in Burke County. Police there say LP agents tried to stop Lynette Smith as she was walking out of the store. She quickly pulled a knife while she was trying to be detained. Police put her in custody in jail on a $50,000 bail. Wichita, Kansas, police there say security at a laundromat ended up in a shooting after an armed robbery occurred. The security officer at the Quick and Easy Wash Mat was able to pull his firearm and shot at the suspects, and they fled and have not been caught. Albuquerque, New Mexico, we sent out an alert on this one. 2 brothers got into a confrontation with security. It began with one brother being told to leave the CVS store because he was trying to steal. He called another brother, and the second brother came to the CVS store with a shotgun and began shooting at the security officer, injuring him and a second security officer in the parking lot. Police caught up with the 2 brothers, and they are in custody tonight, charged with attempted murder. A security officer at a grocery store on Christmas Eve found a deceased baby in a snow-covered parking lot. Police say that it had been born that day, possibly within an hour or 2 of the security person finding the deceased infant, and that they are working on a suspect right now. Also in Tacoma, Washington, a knife-swinging shoplifter there also tried to cut a security officer who was trying to detain him for theft at a hardware store. Police have charged that 28-year-old man with robbery and aggravated assault. 2 rookie police officers on the job less than a year drove by a house on fire. There were people who was trapped in the second floor, Monroe, North Carolina, just outside of Charlotte. Firefighters were on the way, but these rookie officers said there was no time to wait, and they instinctively burst into the house and was able to get to the second floor where babies and a mother was trapped. Officer Corey Helms, just 22 years old, the first one to arrive, entered along with Officer Dylan Cole, and we're going to be awarding both of them this week with meritorious award plaques and recognizing them for their heroics. Houston, Texas, a man there was shot and killed after he and several others attempted to rob an illegal gaming room. It seems that a unlicensed security officer was working at that location. He fired, along with the manager of that location, fired several shots, killing one of the robbery suspects. We've seen this year numerous incidents similar to that coming out of Houston. A lot of those gaming rooms, illegal gaming rooms, hiring private security, both licensed and unlicensed, and often they get, people that come in and try to rob them. Salem, Oregon, a security officer who was very alert Christmas Eve was able to help Salem police nab a burglar. A man who had broke into a number of stores was spotted by a security officer inside a store that was closed, quickly called police and was able to assist police take that suspect into custody. He was wanted already for about 24 burglaries all over the city, so great job on the part of that security officer. Believe it or not, listen to this story. 2 people attempted to rob a customer at a casino in Maryland at the Horseshoe Casino. When they couldn't, the victim got into their vehicle and drove to the Annapolis, Maryland Police Department right there in the parking lot. And the people, these 2 suspects, a male and a female, attempted to rob them again in the parking lot of the police department. Now, how smart is that? Needless to say, both were arrested for robbery in the parking lot of the police department. In Milledgeville, Georgia, police there say that security officers were involved in the confrontation with the patient. Police were called. Police got into a confrontation and ultimately shot and killed the person that was there. They're not releasing any other information at this time. A lot of news breaking throughout the country. We have a lot of news. We tell you about this every single week. Be sure to sign up today for all of our breaking news at privateofficer.org. And again, all of it is free. We'll send you out news alerts. We'll send you out our newsletters. We don't charge anything for it. We don't sell your information. It's just good information to have, especially if you work in the field or you're an instructor or you have a school. This is good material for training. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, still a lot more to share with you on this edition of the Private Officer Beat.
Assault.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a friend home safe.
And to not blame the victim.
It's on us.
To look out for each other.
To not look the other way.
It's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
It's on us, all of us,
to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Nurse, I need you to apply pressure to the head wound until I can get to it. I'm concerned she's lost too much blood.
Oh, no.
You in the corner, who are you? You're not supposed to be here.
She's my girlfriend, Doctor.
You need to wait out in the waiting room.
Please, Doctor, I want to stay with her.
Look, she's been badly injured. So if you want to do what's best for her, you need to let us do our work.
Please, Doctor, she has to be okay. I didn't mean to do this. I love her.
Wait a second. You were the driver?
Yes, but I didn't mean to. I swear, we went to dinner. I was just buzzed. I only had a few drinks.
Just buzzed? Why didn't you tell us that? In that case, your girlfriend is fine.
Hey, sweetie. I feel great. You want to get out of here?
I can't believe this. Really, Doctor? She's really okay?
What, are you kidding? No, not really. Nurse, get me a suture kit. Stat.
Buzzed driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A public service...
Do you have a birthday coming up this month? How about an anniversary? Do you know someone who really has been spectacular in their work, who may have even performed CPR or done something heroic? Do you want to nominate them for an award? Please send any of that information to helpdesk@privateofficer.com. Helpdesk@privateofficer.com, so that we can recognize those special people on their birthdays, on their anniversaries, or for any heroic, meritorious type things that they've done in the last few weeks, or whenever it might occur. If it's next month, be sure to contact us at helpdesk@privateofficer.com. Are you a private officer member? Do you want to be involved? Do you want to engage yourself with all of the different activities that we have? Well, next week we're going to be talking about that very thing, along with all the services and products and so forth that we provide. But in the meantime, we are looking right now for two members actually, to join our legislative unit, where we help change the law, where we work with regulatory agencies. You know, you've heard the saying, if you can't beat them, join them. So if we can't, be legislators ourselves, we can at least work with the regulatory agencies and help them, guide them in the changes that need to occur in their state regulatory system for either training or laws that need to be changed or whatever it might be. If you would like to be part of that legislative committee, all that you have to do is send us an email. Same thing for our advisory board. We have 2 positions open for the 2018 year. Advisory board members steer the association and help us to kind of be a think tank, work on special services or products, research, and various things, and help us, guide us along with our organization. If you want to join either of those, all that you have to do is send an email to helpdesk@privateofficer.com, helpdesk@privateofficer.com. Let us know, and we'll contact you and follow up and get you involved in what's happening. If you're not already a member, my gosh, why wouldn't you want to be? Especially after all of these years, especially if you are a faithful listener and you listen to our programs and follow us on the internet, our social media, and so forth. Be sure to become a member. Especially right now, we have a deal, a special offer, which actually ends in less than 48 hours. And we've been posting that on social media and sending out emails. So join today. Contact us at helpdesk@privateofficer.com if you need more information about that. Also, we have 2 online courses, a special offer that we've been offering for the last 2 weeks. 2 courses. Basically, you're getting 2 for the price of 1. So you get 2 courses, $175 total. If you've been receiving our emails, you probably have seen that special offer. Well, it's about to end. It'll be ending the end of this week. Be sure to take advantage of that. It doesn't happen very often. It's a great deal. You're going to be able to gain professional training, professional credentials for just $175. I mean, you can't beat that. Be sure to contact us at helpdesk@privateofficer.com. helpdesk@privateofficer.com. We've had very cold, snowy weather over the past 10 days or so. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. In fact, probably less than 2 weeks ago, that it was 70 degrees where I live in North Carolina and in many areas of the country. And then all of a sudden, just like that, we had a cold snap. And now we've had, where I live, temperatures in the morning at anywhere from 11 to 15 degrees. And I know many other areas have seen a lot of snow. Pennsylvania, in less than 48 hours, they had 50 inches of snow, just an unreal amount of snow. Other places in New York and Massachusetts also covered up with snow, Midwest. And so during this time when we're experiencing this cold weather, snowy weather, we want to make sure that you, if you're working outdoors, that you make sure that you layer up, that you stay warm, and that you don't do more than you physically are able to. A lot of people during this time of year die from heart attacks because they overexert themselves, either shoveling, walking. They're not layered up, and they become exposed to hypothermia. Be sure that you take all the precautions in the world when you're dealing with this severe weather. It really is critical. You might have seen last week our Help Wanted email that went out. We still are interviewing. If you are in any of those 8 states, we're looking in Virginia for DCJS firearms instructor, CNA instructor. In Tennessee, we're looking for security instructors. We're also looking for instructors in Alabama, South Carolina. Please go to our website, check it out, or send an email to Help Desk, and we'll send you that information. But we're always hiring. In fact, right now we have about 40 positions open. I know this year in 2018, we are looking to expand even further. Probably by the end of the year, we'll probably have 100 people working between Armor College and Private Officer International. And speaking of Armor College, if you have a security training school or a medical school where you teach CNA or first aid CPR, contact us. Send an email to Carrie, C-A-R-R-I-E, at Armor College. We'd like to have a conversation with you and show you how you can increase your curriculum and your revenues through the Armor College Network. If you are looking to start up your own school, right now we have a great opportunity for you because we have eliminated our franchise fee at Armor College. And, I mean, you could literally start a school for near to nothing. Contact Carrie at armorcollege.org to see how to go about doing that as well. Wow, 2018, just a few hours into the year, and already we've got all of this going on. Wow. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what the rest of the year must hold for us? A lot of excitement, a lot of exciting things coming down the pike. Join us next week on the Private Officer Beat, Monday morning, 7 a.m., and listen, take a listen to everything that we have planned. And really, if you want to be involved, engaged, active, you're not going to want to miss the radio show next week. We're going to take one more quick break, but when we come back, we have a little training segment that we're going to share with you, and I think it really fits in to today, January 1, 2018, the new year. We'll be right back here on the Private Officer Beat.
Administration wants you to fly your drone responsibly. Avoid flying your drone near other aircraft, especially near airports. Fly your drone below 400 feet. Always keep your drone in sight. If you see a safety issue involving drones, contact local law enforcement immediately. Fly smart. Fly safe. Have fun.
There was the explosion, and I remember just opening my eyes, and it got both of my legs. I had surgery after surgery, and what's going to happen next? The Wounded Warrior Project said, look, brother, everything's going to be okay. 3 months from now, 4 months from now, a year from now, you'll be fine. I don't know if I would be as well adjusted as I am now if it wasn't for them.
To learn more, call 1-877-832-699.
Today is January 1st, 2018. For some, it was another reason to party. For others, it's just another day. And still, for yet some others, it's an opportunity for them to start over. or to take what they have and build upon it. As I reflect on my own life over the years, it's not hard to think back to the saying I've heard 1,000 times. The older you get, the faster time flies. Time is not your friend. And in many ways, it can be your enemy. Because time waits for no one. It's not a respecter of any person. It doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care what your issue is. It doesn't care about your problems. It doesn't care how rich or how poor, how educated or not that you are. Where you live matters not. The fact that you need a little bit more time to get something done, it doesn't care. The truth of the matter is that time truly does not wait for anyone or anything. And there's nothing and no one who can hold time back. Time is going to come whether you like it or not. The scriptures say that there's a time for everything. A time to plant and a time to reap. A time to be born and a time to die. Today, we have an opportunity, once again, to take this day, this time, this new year, to make ourselves better, to complete a project, to learn whatever it is that we want or need to learn, to complete a degree or a diploma, to advance in a career, to start a new business, to marry someone that we love and have promised to marry for years. Today we have that opportunity to make something great happen. But what I and most people experience over and over again is that we wait, we drag our feet, we procrastinate, and in many cases never get that thing done or never do the things that we have on our list to complete. I wish personally I had another 50 years to do it all again. So many things I would do different. And I'm sure that some of you might feel the same way. Well, here we are in 2018. If you don't want to be in the job that you're in, if you don't want to live in the location or the city or the state that you're currently residing, if you don't want to be in the situation that you're in, you have an opportunity right now to get out, to start over. 2018, a brand new year. 2017 is behind us. Everything that we've done is over. We can't go back and unchange any of it. It's over. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is yet to come. But we have today. Today is the only thing. This moment is the only thing that is promised to us. So I tell you all of this today, on this the first day of a new year, to encourage you to truly make some plans to advance your career, enhance your life, grow, and be multi-dimensional. Get out of the rut that you're in. Flee from the area of everything's just copacetic. Dare to be different. dare to explore. Take the opportunity for yourself and those you love to be a better you. But this day and this year, this new year, is not all about you. It's about helping others along the way as well. And so we should, and so we shall, reach out and help as many as we possibly can along this journey, for that's our job. I believe that we're here to help others, and that's what I've strived to do each day of my life. As we enter this new year, I hope that you will see the opportunities, that you will reach out and explore and not be afraid to fail. I would rather do and fail than to sit and never try and never know if I could have made that dream happen. So my friend, I tell you this today because I care about you, and I know that many of you work an hourly job and dream of something bigger and better for your life and your family. I truly hope that you will make this year that year that you've been dreaming of for a long time. If we can personally help you in this journey, whether it's through training or mentoring or counseling or just some friendly conversation, please reach out to me or any of my staff, and we will be gladly assist you in any way that we can. January 1, 2018, a brand new year, and yet this day is more, will quickly be over, and it's more than just a day. It's an opportunity. Don't let it pass by. Thank you for being a member, a supporter, a friend of Private Officer International and myself. And may God bless you. Until we meet again here on the radio, be safe, be blessed, and we'll see you back here on the Private Officer Beat.